Hi, it's Dr. Ray. In this video, I'm going to talk about having a relationship with AI or a robot. Would it be the perfect companion? Well, let's talk about this. It would be the perfect companion if you always want someone to tell you how amazing you are when you're not, or laugh at your jokes when they're not that funny, or to accept everything about you when you do make mistakes. It would be the perfect companion if you're insecure and no matter what, they talk about you as if you're a confident person. It would be the perfect companion if you're really insecure and you don't want to receive feedback, which is what you'll get in a real, authentic relationship. The reason why we call it a relationship is because we are relating to another person. Did you hear that? We are relating to another person. So if you have an app or a relationship with some AI software where it's programmed to say particular things, or maybe within its parameters, it doesn't say, call you out on your shit, that's not a real relationship. That is a slave. And therefore, what you might call artificial intelligence isn't really artificial intelligence. It's just maybe a more sophisticated piece of machinery that can maybe grow in time. It learns more about you, but it's within some particular type of parameter. So you feel as though you are amazing, and therefore it creates this feedback loop so you can feel better about yourself. But here's something to consider. If you were to say have a relationship with this software, in time it would get boring. In time it would get frustrating. In time it would also not satisfy you. Do you want to know why? Because you have a soul. You are a spiritual human being. And therefore, no matter what, even if you think you're an atheist, even if like you say don't have any connection to spirituality or God, it doesn't matter. Because the way the human mind works, the way that we operate is that unless we're challenged every day, unless we're growing, regardless if we have a new car, regardless if we have a new girlfriend, say an actual girlfriend, regardless if we have a new home or we move to a new location, those things that we say get, those physical things that we get, they only last as long as our consciousness, meaning who we really are, is attracted to it. Does that make sense? So an example would be this. The reason why you would be stimulated by gaming, playing video games where you can go to next level, because it gets harder. There's more of a challenge, right? Because if you, say, have mastered that one level, of course, you get more excited naturally to master the next level. And if not, you get bored of that game. No differently than if you were to have a relationship with some AI software where it's not challenging you, it's not growing. And so what are you going to do? Shift it to where it yells at you, shift it to where it gives you a little drama in your life, to shift it or program it in a way where it starts calling you out within some parameters. Well, if you have it figured out, meaning that you know it's not going to push you out of your boundaries, and therefore you don't have to grow in time, just like moving up to different levels, playing a video game where you get bored and you need a challenge, you will get bored of this. Now, I imagine if you're disconnected, meaning like already at this point, you probably haven't watched the rest of this video because you're saying, F you, which is okay. But a person who could say, fall in love with a piece of machinery or software, this is not a put down. This is just more of a matter of fact. Keep in mind this, is that this software, this AI, doesn't have a soul. And therefore, because it does not have a soul, it will never stimulate you like a real relationship, even with a pet dog, or even say connecting to nature with a tree that you see that sometimes blooms and then it becomes dormant during the wintertime. Everything in life has to go through its seasons. It has to go through rebirth and death and change. And so does relationships. And that's why we need to do the inner work. And that's why we want to practice with real relationships, because it is not predictable. It goes through natural changes. And if we change with it, then we get to rediscover that experience with that person, with that tree, with that dog, and grow. And therefore, it remains exciting for us. And therefore, we don't lose interest. Therefore, if you don't want to grow, yes, have a relationship with AI and a robot. If you want predictable, yeah, I guess that might work for you. But I do know this, no matter what, again, like I said, that you have a soul, and sooner or later you'll realize, wait a minute, I really want a connection with a living thing that goes through its own cycles, that has different moods. Because you know what really excites human beings? Unpredictability. Sure, we want some certainty, but what really excites us? To challenge ourselves to see whether or not we can move to the next level in life. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.